It's alive right now, but not for long. Hey! Hey! Oh man, that guy's a goner.
Good afternoon, everyone. Story time, but when I was in the Gulf on the shores of Destin, I found a number of shells on the beach, 9 to be exact. I just thought nothing of it and put them in my pocket. Turns out there were hermit crabs in at least 8 of them. I didn't find this out until we returned to our suite and I went in the bathroom. I actually remember recording them. This was in 2016, and I tried to look through the files on my computer, but I don't think the file exists anymore. However, I did happen to find the first video I ever recorded on my own back in 2009. That one somehow survived. To put it simply, my face was just way too close to the camera. That wasn't the whole thing, it was just me recording the remote-controlled car, but you get the idea of how unprofessional I was 10 years before these blogs even started, and that's saying something because those blogs were already pretty unprofessional. But I digress. So whilst in Destin, I had this red bucket with me, and I decided to just put the hermits in there and go take a shower. Probably should have been more careful though, because their arms and legs started detaching. Man, that's just freaking brutal if you think about it. Like, not only did I kidnap these guys, but I'm decapitating their limbs. Now, one could say, well, I didn't really kidnap them. I mean, I didn't even know they were in there. I just kidnapped their homes instead. You just thought they could make for cool little souvenir trinkets. Hermit crabs actually just make their homes out of anything that's the right size of them. It doesn't have to be just shells. And you know, an old co-worker was telling an interesting story about hermit crabs looking for homes. It was an interesting fact, and I tried to find it for making this video, but damn me, I could not find it. Look, the point is, I probably should have just left those shells in the ocean where they truly belong, because the outcome of just yanking them out and bringing them into the hotel ended up being catastrophic. For them, at least. I know all of us are really intrigued by miniature creatures like that just staring at what they're doing, but that doesn't mean we have the right to just bitch up their lives. This does kind of remind me of when one of my classes in middle school had an ant farm, right? And for whatever reason, I decided to just pick it up and, they'll be rough with it, and I got in some trouble. From an outside perspective, it's like, who gives a shit? They're ants. Go get more from outside or something. But in this specific case, they actually ordered them from online, and they needed them for their colony experiment. So yeah, I was in the wrong for beating these little guys up. They might seem insignificant, and they kind of are, but if they aren't bothering anybody, then why kill them? Why torture them? Why even pick them up off the ground? Like, just let them live their lives. And yeah, I know that some of you out there are thinking I'm being all like,
Kill him?
You know I'm allergic to them. This thing could kill me.
Well, why does his life have any less value than yours?
Why does his life have any less value than mine? Is that your statement?
No. I'm saying if they aren't bothering anybody. If they are, then there's no comparison. I live, the insect dies, the difference is night and day, end of story. But sometimes it really doesn't hurt anything to just take a gander at what those super tiny dudes are up to. And if you kill all of them, then where's the fun in that? For as unbelievably small as these guys are, it is pretty amazing that they are capable of the things they're capable of. Like, I remember back in school, and this is unrelated to the ant farm, but during pickup we were outside and I was just sitting in the grass. I had an ant crawling on my hand who dropped a crumb on me. With my finger, I just put the crumb right back in front of its face, and it just goes and picks it back up. And it's like, how does an ant even comprehend that? Flies literally bang themselves against glass over and over and over again, and you're telling me that an ant knows that there's a crumb right in front of it? I don't know why, but I just find that so incredible. Animals are way the hell more fascinating than people. I mean, shit, there's a type of jellyfish that literally lives forever, unless it gets killed by a predator, which, let's face it, will happen eventually. But the oldest living one of those is probably at least 10,000 years old by now. Like, it can always just convert itself back to a baby and then grow back up whenever, or at least at the end of one cycle. These organisms know stuff. I mean, they don't think in complex patterns like humans do. I mean, hell, they don't even know what 1 + 2 is. But they know stuff naturally. And for how small they are, how do they know what they know? It always amazes me personally that a certain period of time ago I did not exist. Like, say 25 years ago. I wasn't thinking about shit because there was no I. I didn't exist. The letter did, but not myself. I work with people that probably remember 1999 as if it were yesterday. But I wasn't around, so I can't really confirm as much as they can. I mean, I kind of know the culture and stuff in the late 90s and shit, but I don't know completely what is going on without looking at records. So yeah, 25 years ago I didn't exist, but look where I am now. I'm a genius. And I don't believe in reincarnation. If you are a plankton, then you're just always a plankton. And that's it. You don't have the chance to become a human and learn what 1 plus 2 is. So I guess that makes me pretty lucky for being a human being. I might not live for thousands and thousands of years like the jellyfish do, but again, I have the luxury of knowing math, so I really don't give a damn about that. Oh, and also, you will never guess what somebody had found in a toilet in New York last year. They found a dead octopus just hanging out of a toilet. Since we were just discussing jellyfish, I thought it would only be fitting to put this information in the video. Unless this is like an aquarium or something, that has got to be some of the most random ass crap you will ever find out in public. Like, who would ever predict that? Looks like Hank didn't make it this time. But anyway, I'm glad you guys could join me for this episode, and I will see you next. Ah, shit, it happened again. Guys, I'm still here. I'm just the size of a tardigrade right now. This usually lasts a couple hours, so let's hope I don't get eaten in that time.